And life is worth a living just because he lives. And life is worth the living just because. Hello, everybody. Sirwalterj Jones Show. I'm here. It is a evening edition, baby. How y'all is? Come on in. The water's fine. It's a Sunday night. Josh, they open up a savings account. Okay, yeah, all right. Well, I don't know. Send you what? Hold on. Let me try. Facebook updated this stuff here, and I'm trying to figure out how to work the newness of life. And I done lost y'all. Okay, here I am again. All right. Hey, what should the churches do? Did it work? They updated some stuff. What should the churches be doing during COVID-19? All right. Well, I have been telling y'all all the things that you should have been doing, and you didn't do it, and blah blah blah. Why? Cry over spilled milk. Okay. So here's how we should fix this. Regina says, I don't like the update. What update is that? What's update are you talking about? Combine and purchase a drive-in theater. Scales. That's not bad. That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. All right. We talked about what you didn't do to prepare for COVID-19. All right. We talked about that. Now let's move into the fix of what you should be doing. You churches. So tag a neighbor. Tag a cop. Tag an enemy. Tag your pastor. Tag a general. A deacon board. See, it depends on your denominations. You either tag the deacons, or do you tag the trustee board? Tag somebody who's over your finances or over the administrative department. Good evening, Pitts. Number one, and this is not an order. This is not the order. Okay, Kevin Pitts said tag a bishop. This is not the order, but this is a consideration. All right, because y'all. Let the ball slip out of your hand. All right. I keep hitting these buttons there. Tadlock, you didn't type all that yourself, did you? You just put in you just copy and paste from some other place, didn't you? Because I know you didn't type all this long. I was only on here for 30 seconds. So I'm gonna read what David Tadlock says. He says the mortality rate of those 65 and under without underlying conditions is now being shown to be around 0.9%. One death per 1,606 people under 65, and 85% of the time the person died had an underlying condition. It's the same risk of dying as a driver. Oh, here we go. Now, as people go over age 65 or have lung problems, the rate increased. The church should protect the fragile population. Okay. David Tadlock, let me help you. I'm going to help you here. Anthony says if churchgoers and pastors eat better and get rid of a bunch of junk, they would be less. Y'all seen my Kojic rebuke, so I did all of that talk already. They should keep the church closed for a few years. We should keep the social distancing. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on here. Okay. Hey, Tamara. Hey, Victoria. David Tadlock. Y'all praying for me? Y'all. Hey, Sharon. Y'all praying for me? David Tadlock. Okay. I'm trying to be as diplomatic as possible without sounding like a racist or like I'm against a certain subgroup. Blessings to you, Sheila. I'm trying to be nice and Christian-like for a certain subgroup. This is hard. This is so hard for me. David Tadlock. I find no fault in him. I need to wash my hands before I say something. The pits at work it. I need to sanitize my hands first. Kevin Page, I need to sanitize my hands first because this answer's not this answer. Pets, you gotta help me with this answer because this answer's not this answer. Y'all praying? Are y'all praying? Because this answer that I Spain said, let us have it. I gotta do some Hail Marys. What other religion can I find? Any Hare Krishnas in there? How y'all do a Hare Krishna move? David Tadlock. Okay. All right. Get some Listerine. It's the peroxide. All right. Hold on. Woosah. Woosah. David Tadlock. David Tadlock. Okay. Now, did y'all see what he wrote? I need to know where to find Clorox wipes. Evelyn Nichols. So, he gave a list of things that you usually see amongst a certain subgroup. I need somebody to help me work out. I need a sparring partner. Is there a line of scrimmage somewhere around town? Yeah. He gave a list that you usually see around a certain voting group. It's hard for me. Okay. He gave a list from people who live near Cracker Barrel. I feel the measles coming on. I feel something in my chest. I feel something in my chest. I don't know what. 5G. Close the door, baby girl. 5G is coming in the room. He made a list, all right, and this list is usually found around a certain political party. The back of my head hurt. I think it's these batteries. I think it's these batteries that's doing this. I feel it in the back of my head. You drinking a miracle cleanser? Thank you, Courtney. I'm feeling. I need to read. I need to read something. Do I have corona? He made a list that is equivalent to Dr. Phil and the pillow guy. Y'all know the pillow guy, right? So this list that he made, that's the fourth time you called. This is I think it is Corona. This list that he made is equivalent to those who want you to. Lisa, I'm not fine at all. This list is found in the houses of those people. I'm not gonna tell you what color or social economical stands or political party they're from. You can pretty much guess where they are. It's from people who want y'all to open up the floodgates of your city and rush in to the bars and Ruth Chris and the hockey clubs, okay, and the hair salons and the finger salons, nail salons and barbershops and the bowling alleys and the movie theaters. Just rush on in, rush on in, rush on in. Mama Harris, yeah. Thank you, Mike Lindell, yeah, my pillow guy, yeah, Mr. What I said, Mr. Pillow, yeah. Are you using Clorox wipes? Oh, you got that part figured out, Pitts? Yeah. It was so hard for me to say it. So, what they do is who was the doctor who had to recant early in the year by comparing coronavirus to the flu? Oh, Kendrick said Wisconsin dummies. No, he's not from Wisconsin. But he, you know, a tree. So, who was that doctor? Dr. somebody. Dr. Feelgood. What was his name? They will compare coronavirus to car accidents. And then they'll say, we don't ban cars. We don't tell people you can't drive on expressways. So why would we shut down the city for a commutative airborne? No, not Fauci. Not Dr. Fauci. Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew had to recant for the same ridiculousness. Okay? So they're telling the list that he made up there, Brother David with the holy name. He's got a Bible name. He got a Jewish name. he might be German. He might be German. He got a biblical name. He gonna get me in the inbox after this show. Okay, so they compare car crashes to a commutative. Oh, Jesus. And then they'll tell you from the age of 60 on up, this is the way it is. Last I checked, many of my friends who died were my age and younger. Hey, Brian Jones, you gonna behave on here? You gonna behave? Yeah. Did Oz or Phil? Yeah. Both of them digress. Oz and Phil and that other doctor. You do realize FB will delete this video, right? So get to the family. I know. Certain codes you put in there. Yeah, YouTube already deleted my pandemic, Michael. So, yeah, my pandemic video. Okay, I feel like I'm putting on. How y'all women do that? Are y'all taking away your makeup or you putting it on? I don't know. Okay, so that subgroup, usually who votes for a certain person, will always come back and say, when they get through with the stats, basically they're trying to tell you is, it's all hype. It's pretty much a hoax. Why did you shut down the government? You're messing with our money. Understand? We are in love with our money. We don't care about the disproportionate people who have died. Now, here's the thing. Here's the silliness is this. The list that they put up there is saying age 60, blah, 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 and 1,000 people died from this, and then there's the flu, and then there's car crash, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, COVID-19 has wiped out so many thousands of black folks. Wiped them out. So even if they had pre-existing conditions, COVID-19 is a very extremely dangerous virus. Understand? So even if it's only affecting those with pre-existing conditions, it is extremely dangerous to be around black folks because we everywhere. So the subgroup where it's not affecting them, it's easy to compare this thing to a car crash. Which tells me, do you really care about your brothers and sisters? Use a cold washcloth, Evelyn Nichols said. Do you really care? Here's the thing that I'm realizing about a certain subgroup, and I know David. He's a good man actually. He got a black wife. His wife is my complexion. He's actually a good man. The ridiculousness of it is that they could be the ones that die with their money. Evelyn, come on. Here's the thing. A certain now this is supposed to be about the church. I don't know, but I spend too much time on this. Here's the thing. That particular subgroup will be the very ones in front of the Planned Parenthood trying to get little Shaquisha and her boyfriend not to abort that baby. That would be accurate. No, they don't care about their black brothers and sisters. Yeah, that would be accurate. The actress says, well, Donald Trump Jr. said it's a hoax set up by the Dems. So, yeah, Jr. ain't the only one said that. Senior said it, too. Yeah, Michael Jackson said they don't really care about us. Brian Jones. Okay, so here it is. That same group will rally in the streets against aborting a black baby. They are so hardcore in protecting a unborn black baby until when? Can y'all put in the comments? Until when? This is not how this is not how any of this works. I came here to talk about the church, and then I get this these stats from a certain social economic group who totally turn my show to the left. Everything he said to the left. Okay, so I'm waiting on y'all's comments to come in. I know Facebook is slow, and you probably already typed it. Okay, thank you, Marcy. Marcy came in first. Some of y'all might have came in first, but Marcy came in first. Until they are born. Kendrick says, let the Lord use you. Pitt says, yes, that is true as well. They want black folks to keep having babies until they start crying about money. Evelyn says, it becomes a man. Oh, way before it become a man. Brian Jones says, Donald Sr. and Jr. too, the same. Brian Jones, I asked you. Stop. Amber says, until he is born, it becomes part of the system. There it is. Curtis says, make it plain. Come on, address the elephant. Williamson, I love it when you come in. That's it. They will march, James Foster, until that baby is born. Okay, so that baby is born, and then it becomes a part of the system. And thereafter says until that baby becomes a threat, then all of a sudden that baby needs to be put down. Too many of them. Get rid of them. So now that baby is my age, and now my baby is in danger of catching COVID. And they think because I've got a great, strong immune system that I'm going to be fine. But COVID do not follow laws and rules and regulations and things that's in the science books and the epidemiologists, all of their findings. And well, it's SARS did this, and MERS did this, and H1N1 did this, and the Spanish flu did this, and AIDS did this. So COVID-19 gonna do this, and COVID says, "No, I ain't." No, I ain't. Well, it's gonna do this as soon as it said, "No, I ain't." Well, it can't do this because it said, "No, I ain't." Yeah, they just want a social security number for the corporate. Yeah, I know. James Foster, I can't even read that. Okay, all right. So here's what I want you to do. Do not focus on that subgroup. Don't focus on them. God will take care of them. Understand? God will judge, and I think he already did. It's really why we're having all these issues in America today. The world has been judged because COVID-19 hit the entire world, all right? God has already judged, but God, through this judgment, has given us a chance. Manuel Dewey, blessings to you, sir. The great Manuel Dewey, my friend from grammar school to high school, and then we traveled the country. Manuel Dewey was one of them in the hospital with that trying to survive. And the Lord healed Manuel Dewey. All right? So trust me, he can testify. He can testify. COVID-19 does not discriminate. It just hits certain graphics harder. Come on, Beatrice. Yes, yes. Brian Jones says epidemiologist. Yeah, Google that word. Google it, Brian Jones. No relation, y'all. I don't want him to be a relation today. All right? That's what's happening. All right. Let's talk about the church, shall we? I spent a whole lot of time. I had to get in shape to talk about that list. That list right there. It'll either make you, it'll either crack you up or pee you off. God has what do you say? God has taken the covers off all of us, especially the church. Pitts, yes, yes. Blessed to you, cousin Rogers. My theory is they're ridding the population of the elderly currently drawing Social Security, and the baby boomers soon draw Social Security. That's not my theory. We just did a family funeral because of the virus. You see what I'm saying? They want you to think that it's not important. It's really not important. Amber says it's so insensitive for people to throw up numbers as a filtration system of the dying in comparative numbers. Send people back out into danger just because those numbers don't reflect your tribe. It's an insult to African Americans specifically, and the dead in particular. Those numbers are somebody's mother, their father, their granny. Come on, you better preach this thing. Ooh-wee. Manuel Dewey said bad side effects too. Yeah, I'm trying to tell y'all. I talked to Manuel Dewey a couple weeks ago, and he had all this thing going on. That thing almost took him out. And he is right here. So when I see lists like this, I tell him, go talk to Manuel Dewey. See if it's a hoax. Hip says, once the church is reopened, things will get back to normal schedule. There's so much anticipation of going back to the building, but why didn't we have the same excitement when the churches get closed, giving us an opportunity to street preach? We expect sinners to flock to the building. Yeah, tell me about it. Come on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Pastor Max Frank said, let's talk about the last dance. Yeah. Pastor Max Frank. I gave you an S. From the great group called The Commission. Y'all heard of The Commission, right? If you haven't, you've been under a rock for at least 35 years. Frank, what was it? Came out, 1983? They came out in 81, I think they were. Yeah. Right here in Chicago, they all was skinny like me. Fred Hammond was this big. I'm going on in the name of the Lord. On Saturday Night Sing with Taft Harris. Reaching for my joy, for my turn. I lost the words. Look at him now. Oh, the Lord has been good to him. The Lord has been good to him. Max Frank, he ain't. Okay, let me continue. Kendrick says, they the lighter shade, suburban, low population. Yeah. Okay, let me do this so that I can finish this. Here's what the church need to do. I need to go to Jules. James Foster. Whew. I'm trying to do a show, y'all. Why y'all type? Because you know I'm gonna read this mess. Mama let me stay up and watch the Sunday night. Right, Josh Reese, yeah. Pitt says Fred Hammond ain't never been skinny. Skinty. Oh, he was in 1981. I used to bump into him in Memphis, Tennessee, when they was struggling trying to get somebody to listen to him down there at Mason Temple. Yes, you better believe Fred was this big. I got the pictures to prove it. Wine is 1980. Commission's 1984. I was 1 year off. Marvin Sapp and Max Frank joined in 1990. So yeah, come on, I know my groups. Fred was this big. We was like, Fred, come on, man. Come on, I got some chicken at the house. You want some? I don't know. No, you need some chicken. Now we're like, hey, Fred, no more chicken. I'm confused. 3 months ago, when they told us to step back from church, we were too deep to listen. Brian Jones, I saw your post. You caused a fire on your post yesterday. Yeah, he was skinny. You're not a fan, John Reach. There it is. Yeah, he was skinny. See, Max Frank would tell you, he was skinty. Yeah, he walked by you, and you felt a small breeze. He walked by you. You're like, I felt something. What happened? You know, remember how Jesus said, somebody touched me? And they're like, everybody's here. Everybody's around you. We mean somebody touched me. That's how skinny Fred was. He walked by. Was that? I saw a shadow. Yeah. Now when he walked by you, yeah, you know it. He gonna get me. He gonna get me. Anyway. Number one, the church. But this ain't about Fred Pitts. I'm trying to get back to the church. This show is a disaster. I might as well start over. Should I just start over, y'all? Just start a whole new show? Because this show is a disaster. I warned my clients about preparing media for the masses, and they laughed at me. Come on, Kendrick. Yeah. This show is a disaster. All right. Number one, finance. God told me this happened because the churches is mocking him and put other gods before him. That's why this happened. Hey, Shirley Caswell, you ain't too far off. The Sunday school lesson today was about idolatry. And we have mixed and mingled with the world. We have become adulteresses with the world. We look like them, dress like them, sing like them, play like them, walk like them, talk like them, everything like them. We do so much like them, so we are exactly like them. Okay? The answer said focus. I'm focused now. I'm good. All right? So we are just like them. And so because of this, thank you for the number, Pitts. And so because of that, then God finally had to speak. Number one, finances. All right. When you open your doors again, do not expect the same people to come rushing in there and tossing their monies at the apostles' feet. I need another wipe. Okay? They will not be tossing their hard-earned monies at the apostles' feet, at the prophet's feet. Don't walk in front of the prophet. Yeah, why? You have misled them for so long that many of them ain't coming back to that misledness. Number two, the ones who do come back, they are smarter. They have been at home watching shows like mine and shows like some of y'all who've been on there, okay? And many of the financial experts on YouTube have been blowing up. They went from having 1,000 subscribers to 100,000 subscribers in 2 months. Why? Because people want to know, what do I do with my money? Now I lost my money. What do I do to get some money? How do I invest? Okay. Which bank do I go to? Do I go to a bank? All right. I'm going to the stock market. Which company should I invest in? Okay. How do I file for unemployment? And if so, will I be taxed for this, and will they take it out of my next year's tax? Okay. What do I do? Blah 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 blah. So those who are doing financial classes on YouTube are making a killing. Okay. So financially, here's what the church need to do. Bring a financial advisor into your church. Clock keeper, help me out here, because I feel like I've been on here for 2 hours because I had to deal with a certain subgroup, okay? Financial advisors, bring them into your church. You should be calling them right now. As a matter of fact, don't wait till your church is open. Do a Zoom call. Bring them in on Skype, bring them in on StreamYard, bring them in on Ecamm, bring them in on whatever system that you use to bring them in, okay, or on the phone, telelines, webinars, okay. Bring 30 minutes already? Good Lord, that doggone Ted Lock, okay. Bring them in, okay. Bring them in, and then have the advisors to tell them what they need to do with their monies. And then make sure before you do that show to make sure that tell your members to already have the questions ready for the advisor. So what I would suggest you do is you have a meeting with your members, a Zoom meeting, whatever, however your platform is, and you ask them to present questions, okay? Your secretary will record the questions, and then the following week you bring in that financial advisor. Now, do he have to be a financial advisor with a Series 6, Series 6.3, whatever the series is? No, he do not have to be a financial advisor. He could be a CEO of a corporation. He could be a successful businessman, whether he owns a LLC or a sole proprietorship, okay, or something where he is proven over a few years to have a good track record to be successful financially, fiscally. His company is doing great, all right? Bring him in, or her. Have you members? Yes, thank you, Pitts. Come on, I love you, Pitts. That girl right there. Series 7, yes, that one too. Teach them something other than bringing their ties to your pockets. I mean, so come on, Sanders. I was waiting on you. All right, and you ask all of the hard questions. All of the hard questions dealing with your money, whether it's a Roth IRA, whether it's a 529 plan. Whether it's certificates of deposits or whatever it is, ask all of the questions to this person here, okay? And let them tell you everything that worked for him or her. Understand what I'm saying? Work for him or her. They need to bring in Elder Shepherd, Jonathan, and Jason's father. He is a licensed. There it is, Brony Scott. She giving names here. She dropping names. All right? And then they can tell you everything that worked for them and the people that they helped. All right? Still number one in finance is 1B, 1C, where I'm at, Pitts. Do not charge your people for this. Understand? Do not charge the members for this. If you charge the members for this, you are worse than an infidel. You are a thief. You are a thief if you charge the members for this class. Don't do it. You are worse than the world. Worse, because the world is giving out free stuff. I get so much free stuff from the world. Free webinars, free seminars, free ebooks, free this, free that. And you, the church, always got to charge for everything that you do. You are a thief. So you give it to your members for free. If the financial advisor have a cost, you pay the financial advisor out of the church's account, which means the people already done paid for it. If it's coming out of the church account, they already paid for it, all right? But don't charge them individually. Do not do it, all right? You are a thief. All right, and then number 1 DCE, I don't know. Then put your people on assignments, financial assignments. License, what you said? License to sell and buy stocks and other. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's it, Rogers. That's good. Good. Thank you for educating them on what the licenses are. No more paid seminars. Enough of that. Stop with that. Paid seminars. Stop. No more. No more. All right? Pay the advisor. Thank you, Pitts. Okay? This next one, Pitts, is give the people financial assignments. Assignments. Don't just teach the class and then you're done for the year. Give them assignments. Follow up. Be good, what do you call them? Under shepherds in a sense, all right? Watch them. Give them assignments and check on them, all right? So if you've got a lot of members and you assign 10, 20, 100 to this person and assign another 50 to this person, what have you, okay? But if you got so many people in your church, then you have a separate financial seminar with the people that you're going to have assigned, all right? And find a structure for them, someone you trust. Yes, work or your job program from church, all right? And someone you trust. And then when you have the main seminar, then these people have already had their special seminars with the CEO. Understand? Marcia said, no more women's conferences. No more women's conferences, no more men's conferences, no more getaways here, none of that work. It ain't working. It ain't working. Fix your money. The church justified charging for everything because, the oil costs. Okay? All right? So do that. All right? And then check on them. Check on them quarterly. Are you there, Pitts? Yes, no more retreats. I'm tired of it. Check on the people quarterly. Understand? Have the same schedule as the economy. Have the same schedule. So when the jobs reports come out, the unemployment reports come out, okay, the stock market reports come out, all right, then you do the same thing with your church. Line your church fiscal up with the quarterly reports. No more sheets. Maurice Gregory. Kendrick says salvation is free. Yeah, please get right before there is another flood. Come on, James Foster. Come on. All right. So we're going into what quarter are we going into, y'all? The third quarter? Are we there? Where are we? Corona has messed up my days. I don't even know what day it is. Okay. So let's assume tomorrow is the beginning of the third quarter. Let's assume that. All right. Then you should have a third quarter meeting with your church. Whether you bring in that CEO or that financial advisor or whoever it is, bring them in, okay? Have a third quarter report session with them and say, all right, y'all, how did you do? What did you do right? And what did you do wrong? You are responsible for them. We're in the quarter 2. Okay, heading to quarter 3. Yes, that's what I thought. I'm all COVID messed up. Yeah, yes. Get it right before the murder hornets come. Okay? All right? So, then what happens is, the assignment is check, leading up to the quarter, beginning of the quarter, have your people to check in with the stock market reports and the economy reports from CNBC, Fox Business News, what's that other one? PBS have a business news. Okay, the nightly business reports, they kind of ended that. I felt horrible for that. Okay, Bloomberg reports. Okay, check in on that. Willie Horton, my dear cousin, he said, "Good luck. Some preachers do not want any more smart than them filling their memories about." Hey, Horton, that's true, but I can't even focus on them. My dear cousin, my cousin Willie Horton is the man financially. You hear? He is the man. All right. Bloomberg, yes. Retirement planning is essential, Brony Scott says. Okay. So I can't even worry about them country bumpkin preachers who don't want to do anything. So I'm talking to the ones who really want to listen to me. Josh Reese is the pastor. He's listening. He's listening. All right. Brian Jones is the pastor. He's listening. Okay. So you check with all of the financial news. What you could go to the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, the Washington Times, all right, or whatever, your local paper, check it. Then teach them how to go on their cell phones and check the reports on their phones. Tell them to get notifications and alerts on their phones, okay? So then when you meet going into the third quarter, they already have their papers all out on the table. They already know what their financial situation is, and help them, teach them how to project what's getting ready to happen. The reason why you got to teach them to do that is because some of your people are going to enter into the stock market, all right? And they don't know, many people don't know that the stock market and the economy is not the same thing. They are two different beasts. And this is why people were losing jobs like crazy. And the unemployment went from 3% to 14%. It's probably at 16% right now, all right? But while the people were losing their jobs by the millions, the stock market was rallying. There was a bull market going on while people were losing their money. People who were making six figures for years were now standing in the soup kitchen line wondering how they're going to feed their families. Why? Because they're two different beasts. Because the mentality of the stock market is projection, what we feel. The stock market is an emotional beast. Understand? The economy is the status quo. It is what's happening now. It is what's in my pocket now. The stock market is what I project to make. It is a place where people who are patient, hopefully, mess around, okay? And they look at what the economy is at that moment and says it can't be at. You know what? It just hit me. The stock market, in many cases, are those with great faith. The stock market are those with greater faith than Christians. That just hit me like a ton of bricks. Why is that? Because the economy is tanking, but the people in the market is saying, I want to buy. I want to buy. I want to buy. I'm in it for the long haul. Okay, I lost a few $1,000s. No problem. I'm going to keep my money in here because I have the faith, the size of a grain of a mustard seed, to stay in here. It ain't going to be like this always. I'm going to stay in here. I'm going to stay in here. Then ding, 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 ding. Here it is. You understand? That's where a lot of people in the stock market, they have more faith than you. That's why they're two separate beasts. So the economy is like the church was before they closed it. The status quo is bring your tithes and offerings in, and I'm going to bring in, blessings to you, Michelle Casey, and I'm going to bring in a master prophet, a chief apostle in there, and then he going to come in there and give say, I want a $50 line, a $100 line, a $225.25 line, all this stuff, and then the people giving for year after year after year after year, and they still struggle at home. And then the corona come. And then what? Yeah, sow that seed, okay? So that's what the economy is, the way the churches are today. But the church need to be like those people who are in the stock market. They got great faith. I don't think y'all understand. Y'all are not understanding. Jesus gave the parables of the talents. He gave the parable of the talents. Man, I don't know if I should do this. Is it too late? It's getting late in the evening. Sun is going down. Oh. Okay. Let me find this. Where's my Bible? Okay. All right. Since we here. Matthew, what is it, 24? Matthew 20, yeah. It's not considered gambling, correct? Faith within the stock market? Nope. Wilson? No. $500 prayer line. Recycle prophecy. Curtis Williamson said, is it considered gambling? No. Because there's a difference between gambling and investing. Yes. Matthew 25. And we'll shut it down to Clock Keeper, and we'll do part 2 tomorrow. Okay? All right. Matthew 25. Get some light in here. 25 and 14, I think it is. Okay. Parables of the servants. Again, the kingdom of heaven can be illustrated by the story of a man going on a long trip. He called together his servants and entrusted his money to them while he was gone. He gave 5 bags of silver. I'm reading it in NLT because some people don't know what a talent is. Okay, they think it's food. They think this is food, but they think tithing was money. I'm trying to tell y'all, something wrong with y'all. This virus has exposed a lot of doctrinal fallacies. Michael King, yes. All right, so he gave 5 bags of silver to one, 2 bags of silver to another, and 1 bag of silver to the last, dividing it into proportion to their abilities. Can y'all hear this portion right here? He divided it in proportions of to their abilities. What does that mean? What does that mean? He then left on his trip. Okay? Because $100 in my hand means a different thing than $100 into a 15-year-old hands. You understand? Means I can take that $100 and double it over a short period of time. I mean, like a really short period of time. Sometimes within hours, I can double the $100, depending on the way the moon is shining on my back here. The 15-year-old may take that $100 and it's gone in 30 seconds. You understand? He says, according to their abilities. Mara says, according to their understanding. All right. Then it says this. The servant who received the 5 bags of silver began to invest the money and earned 5 more. Amber says, whatever they could work with. All right. So, no, did you hear the word invest in here? He invested it and got 5 more. This is like the stock market. We call it stock market today, but this is the market of yesteryear. Understand? So to answer your question, being in the market is not gambling. Okay? He said the servant with 2 bags of silver also went to work and earned 2 more. He went to work and earned 2 more. Oh, y'all hear the language here. To him that has it shall be given. Yeah, Maurice Gregory is teaching this for me. He already knew what they were capable of from past experience. Come on, Michael King. You better preach this with me. But the servant who received the 1 bag of silver dug a hole in the ground and hid the master's money. All right. So what's that saying here? The last guy is what the church did. All their payroll deductions are in the stock market. Come on. Also mortgage payments. Come on. Insurance payments. Come on. Ain't 401ks in there too? Come on. Even certain types of life insurances is in the variable life is in the stock market. Come on, y'all. Come on. Man, almost everything you do is a part of the market. Almost every item that you buy is a part of the market. Okay, I'm on a MacBook Pro right here now. Okay, this right there is I can buy stock, and depending on how the stock is doing with Apple, will determine the price or the strength of that corporation, which determines what's happening here with my MacBook Pro. Because something happening shaky in the market where the company it gets weakened, that means there may be a large layoff. And then when I try to call for some type of help, customer service, or somebody help me, that beep, 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 beep. What? Ain't nobody answering the phone? Why? Because the market shook it up. He didn't understand what he had, so he buried it. Come on, Maurice. Amber says all retirement 401ks are invested in the stock market. I'm trying to tell y'all here. So the stock market is important. Without it, even though the market and the stock market and the economy are 2 separate things, one without the other is a problem. They work together. They jib and jab. the dynamic duo. They need each other, even though they're two separate entities. Okay, one is not necessarily smarter than the other one. Just one, just a little more patient than the other. And the difference between a poor person and a wealthy person is mentality. It's mentality. It's got nothing to do with money. It's mentality. Because a poor person is poor today. All right? But his mentality could cause him to be wealthy in 30 days. Depending on his ability and understanding. I don't think y'all getting this. Understand? So poor person, or a person, many poor people, well, they got a paycheck. They live paycheck to paycheck. Okay? And I believe there are three types of people, all right? And I got to close it down. AAAP, what was it? 300. Oh, Pitts, go ahead. After hours, $306. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Look, she gave me the Apples stock. Yeah. That's why in the early 2000s, folks took a great hit to their retirement portfolios. Come on. A poor person lives check to check. A rich person lives fiscal year to fiscal year, or sometimes quarter to quarter. A wealthy person lives generation to generation. Does that make sense? Understand? It's all about mentality. It's not so much about how much assets you got, how much cash you got, how much stocks you got, how much bonds you got, okay, how much diamonds you got, how much gold you got, precious metals, what have you. Okay? James. Yeah, James, you all right. Okay? Again, a poor person is wondering, when is the 15th coming? When is the 30th coming? He do not have a savings. All right? He have a savings account, but ain't nothing in there. Okay? He don't have an emergency fund. You have to have about at least $2,000 minimum saved. It used to be $1,000. Now it's $2,000 since COVID-19. All right? If you don't have that saved, you live in check to check, 15th to 30th. Okay? A rich person, many of them think like a poor person. That's another show, and I think I did that show already, right? Fiscal year to fiscal, either fiscal year to fiscal year, or they think quarter to quarter. Wealthy people go into the stock market and they stay there. They're there for the long haul. In my book, The 4 Women That Men Desire, I talk about buy, hold, sell. Y'all like, you talked about that in that book? Why would you talk about that when you're supposed to be talking about women? Well, it's because I'm a nerd. You got to get the book. I got a chapter called The Interlude. All right? And I talk about, did I talk about that in the interlude? I don't know. I got to go to my editor and find out if that's what I did. I talk about the difference between how a man is interested in the woman and the reason why he decides whether he's going to buy her, hold her, or sell her. All right? And that's how those who enter into the market, the wealthy, they enter in the market by buying and then holding. Even though it goes up like this, they watch the graph, and they hold it, and then they hold it, and then they hold it. Yeah, that's $2,000 can't include, yeah, right, Kendrick. That's good. Poor people live, yeah, Pitts, come on, Pitts. Well, the greatest record keeper I know. I got the greatest record keeper and the greatest clock keeper. All right. Speaking of clock keeper, where am I? About 50 minutes now? All right. So, number 1, finance. Please, pastors, do that for me. Contact somebody who is doing what they're doing. Not some fly-by-night who popped up last night. Okay, I was close. I said 50 minutes. I'm a little 4 over. Okay. And have some classes for these people. It's going to help your church. It's not your church, but you know what I mean. Okay? It's going to help the body of Christ. It's going to help them at home. Don't worry about that church building. You know, if you lose it, so what? God says I don't even dwell in there anyway. But this financial advice you're giving them is for them to live prosperous at home. At home. And as they build up their home, when they go out, they will do great things with their monies. And hopefully that great thing is looking after the poor, the widows, the orphans, the strangers, the destitute, all this stuff. And then whatever they got left, they just might bring it to the church. Y'all see what I just did? Did y'all see what I did? Huh? Because teach them about life insurance. If they got a wife, a husband, or any children and no life insurance, then you need to rebuke them. Michael King says a lot of Christians are waiting on God to open up that window of heaven, which has been preached to us. The stock market was viewed as evil. Michael King, that's true, and it's still viewed as evil. When I talk to certain people, they say, something's going on. I don't like the stock market because it's. Listen to the question that my brother said: is it gambling? The reason why he asked that question because many Christians, he may not believe it's gambling, but he and myself was raised up around people thinking that it was gambling. Yes, all right. So that's very, very important. So it will help the people at home. Thank you, Belinda Oliver. GoFundMe is not life insurance. During this COVID-19, people were dying. Pastors and first ladies and aunties and deacons and all kind of people were dying. And GoFundMes were popping up everywhere. Everywhere. Okay? And chicken dinner sales, Saunders. That is an embarrassment to the kingdom. How can you be in upper echelon at your church and you die and you got to beg the people to bury you financially? You can't afford to go 6 feet under. That is an embarrassment to the living and the dead. How could that be possible that you that old with children? You got children, for Pete's sake, and you got no life insurance, and you got to ask us to put in a pot to bury you? That's an embarrassment. That is a total embarrassment to the kingdom of God. Embarrassment. So, if you just do what I'm telling you to do, you would not have this embarrassment. Even corporations, even not the corporations, but many of the people who work at a business, in the cubicles, they even have funds for just in case this co-worker here gets sick or somebody die, blah blah blah. The co-workers already got funds set up. If you work for a service, a company where they have a union, the union even got ways to take care of the people. Okay, if the businesses and the co-workers and musicians unions and all these other places, I'm a part of the BMI. They've got money in the pot for guys like me. Okay. ASCAP got monies in the pot for people like me, okay? They have different insurance policies and what have you, and they have stress relief funds, what have you, for starving artists, things like that. How could the world be doing all this in the church? Got nothing in the pot for Elder Jones, who worked in that church for 40 years? That's an embarrassment. Or the biggest dope dealer in the community and have T-shirts and stuff. Poor Sanders, you know that bunker is still waiting for you. A stock tip: if you have a disposable $108, invest in Disney. They are on their way back up as the economy starts to open up. Pitt says. Okay. Now, I don't give stock tips. Me personally, I don't personally give stock tips, but I give general tips to the stock market. Okay, I give general tips to the stock market because I know people who was giving stock tips and he was an influencer and the people jumped into his tip, and that company bellied up. And then the people went back to him and said, bruh, I lost everything because of your tip. you just put the, anyway, your job sometimes has a piece of action. I have a 5,000, I have a 5K, but that is, yeah, work, get a policy. Yes, thank you, Cousin Willie Horton. He says, I do not give stock picks either. I don't do it. One of the main reasons why I don't do it is because people who never been in the market, don't know anything about the market, dive in the market when times like this happen. Y'all remember when the Federal Reserve lowered the interest rates to 0, and the people went cray. They started refinancing everything. Yeah, they went to refinancing everything and jumping into the market and they went to go buying oil and then the oil went pew. A tip is like an opinion. Take it or leave it. Pitt say, yeah, that's good. Pitt. That's good. That's a good comeback. Okay, so don't jump in the market if you don't know what you're doing. Please, listen again. If your whole day is inundated, and I see you, clock keeper, thank you. If your whole day is inundated with binging Netflix and Hulu and other little show, HBO and Showtime and all that stuff, your entire free day is filled with binging and surfing the web or going to Facebook all day and posting on Instagram all day. If that's your entire day, something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. Then you're going to try to jump into a beast like the stock market. Know nothing about it because somebody said he's making money, so you jump in there, and then you're not a wise investor, and then you lose your shirt. Or like gambling, a person who the casinos will pick you up from your house and drive you in that nice bus all the way to the casino, whether it's on the boat or not, okay? And they will feed you for free and might even give you a chip or two, okay? Just you can go, understand what I'm saying? And you keep doing that, you bound to win something. Pling! I won $50. As soon as you win $50, what happens up here, y'all? Can y'all tell me? I got to get out of here because the clock keeper, she'll start cussing. And she's saved. Okay? Okay, I'm kidding, y'all. All right? What happens up here when you keep doing this and you win $50? Can y'all tell me what happens up here? What did the casino do for you? Invest in what consume you regular. There it is. And that's what I taught. Every time I talk about the market, that's the way I tell them. Large respect to you, cousin. You're 100% right about churches and come on, Willie Horton. All right, that's right there. Go down there to the corner store and they have a lottery line. Pitt says you get hooked. The lottery line. You keep giving poor people stand in that line. They keep buying the lottery ticket, buying the lottery ticket, and then one day after several months, ching, $100. Guess what happens up here? Yep, it hits your cognitive process, and then people get hooked on it. Adrenaline kicks in and tells you to keep going, and then guess what? A commercial comes on for gambling problems called 1-800 Gamblers Anonymous or whatever, right? You be the same what they call it, neurotransmitter that goes off for addiction or sex is the same one that goes off for gambling and what have you. Lottery tickets do the same. That's what I said, Saunders. Them lottery tickets do the exact same thing. So be careful, all right? When you enter into the market, you may win something and you betting yourself because you won $10. Your app says you made you made $10 that week. You're like, yeah, now I'm getting ready to pour $2,000 on this stock. And then, okay, Robin Hood or Penny Stock are good stock teachers. They are very good stock teachers. Yes, you spend $100 trying to win more. That's it. That's it. All right. So please, people, be faithful if you're going to go into that. Your addiction and compulsion sets in. Yes, Amber, be faithful in studying. Study to show yourself approved. Okay, study the market. Study what it is. Study the beast. It's an animal. Study it, and it is an emotional animal. Yeah, it sounds like the prosperity hoax. Michael King. Boy, when Michael King come around, it ain't nothing pretty. Another good one is Stockpile. You can purchase a percent. Yeah, Stockpile. Man, there's a list of them. I did that whiteboard teaching on all the list of those apps. Okay. Weebly is another one. Is it not Weebly? That's websites. It's in my head. I'll prepare a list for you. Okay, I'm gonna end this. So, how do the church prepare? So, I'm gonna have to rename this show. How do the church prepare financially? Then I'll go with something a number 2, because I can't go to my whole list. I didn't write nothing. It's all in my head right now. But I want to focus on the finance. All right. So when the doors open in your state, and they open up the churches, they're still going to restrict you to about 50 people, maybe, all right, with social distancing, okay? Because remember, they started off with 100, then they went down to 50, then they went down to 10. So they may keep the 10, or they may say 50. If they keep the 10, it doesn't make it won't make sense to even open up churches. They're gonna keep it at 10. If they say, all right, 50 people can come do social distancing, them people ain't running in there, all right? Your office will still be low. But what you can do, again, have seminars financially to help the people out. And then what is it going to help? We ain't talking about helping your church. We ain't talking about helping you rebuild a new. I see some of y'all out there building new churches in the midst of this, okay? Y'all doing y'all trying to break ground. Yeah. Y'all trying to break ground during this pandemic. So you helping your people financially is for them at home. At home. All right, it will help them. It will help their husband, their spouses, their wives, their children. Okay, and their children's children. When you build up the family structure, then the church moves on. The church rises up in the community when you build up the family at home. Stop trying to build up the church building. All right, it hurts the family at home. You're killing one another. You are eating your young. Understand? So the church should be raising up the home and strengthening the home. And once the home is strengthened, the church gets credit for that. Then the church grows and continue to raise up this home, and then raise up this home, and then raise up that home. Before you know it, we have taken back our community. You get what I'm saying? We've taken back our community, because back in the day, that's the way they did it. Those marchers in the civil rights, during the civil rights time of Martin Luther King and all them folk down in Atlanta, Georgia, okay, all those preachers, all right, when you watch all those PBS shows, Keep Your Eyes on the Prize, and them folk marching up down the street. And when I was young, I thought they was poor people, poor country, Georgian, Alabama, black folks. I was wrong. The family is the foundation of the church. Come on, Pitts, yes. I was wrong. I went down there to Atlanta, Georgia. We need to get back to the basics. Come on, Sanders. And I did that walk up and down, that tour up and down Auburn Avenue, Auburn Street, where Martin Luther King's father's house was, where he's raised. All these, okay. And when they got through with me, telling me who these people were who lived on this strip, I said, you got to be kidding me. It was an uppity economically area of the town. Those people were marching, all right? These were my grandfathers and grandmothers, okay, who was doing pretty good for themselves. They were building the homes from the ground. They were building their churches, too, from the ground, and then paid the churches off. We had black banks at the time. We had black businesses up and down the street. All right. So we were like, I know we always talk about Black Wall Street, but we had little Black Wall Streets located in certain areas back during the time of Jim Crow. We had to, because it was before they busted up this and the segregation happened. Okay. The upper echelon. Okay. And so they were up there, and these people had money. And so and then when somebody were beat by a cop or what have you, or they had riots or what have you, and these people were being thrown into jail, guess who bailed out those marchers who went to jail? Guess who bailed them out? I'm trying to help y'all here. Zoom and online church services gives a papa pastor and daddy deacon a whole lot more time at home with the wife and kids. And that's a good thing, Deatra says, okay? All right? So that's what's happening. All right, I'm going to end it here. I'm coaching, so I'm allowed 5 closings, okay? So tomorrow, let's pick it up from there, part 2, all right? Please, pastors, be smarter than this. They're not coming running back to you. They're not. They're not. They're getting used to great quality programming right here. The church bailed on them, Pitt says. You bailed on them. So now, time for me to help y'all out. I've been getting UPS supervisors and managers starting in the stock market for years, Willie Horton. Come on, y'all. This is it. Mentality. Study. Show yourself approved. If I can show you all my books around this house, I have to step around my house like this. Oh, I do a juggling act like this. You know why? Because I got books everywhere, all right? In my office, not my house, because Becca, baby girl, ain't playing. She ain't playing that. Okay? So I step around my books like this in my office. I'm cluttered. Books everywhere. And guess what? I read them all. I'm in there like this. When y'all don't see me on here, I'm in that book. Let's see now. Let's see. Why? Because, why am I in the book so much? People always ask me, why do you or how do you know so much about different subjects? It's in the book. And as I close again, I got 6. I must went down to Pentecostal Baptist. I must be Pentabaptist now. They say, if you want to hide anything from a black man, yeah, where you put it? This was Rich. Thank you, Sanders. Good to see you. They ain't coming back singing Keith Staten. Running back to you. That's not Keith Staten, by the way, Curtis. That's skinty. Yeah, well, he gone now. Pastor Max, he gone. It's skinty him. Put it in the book. There you go, Ursula Harris. There it is. You want to hide it? Put it in the book. Now we got Facebook. So, hey, Alexa, say good night to the people.
Good night. Sweet dreams.
Ooh, oh. Go ahead, girl. Me and you gonna sleep tonight. You and me gonna sleep tonight. Yes, you gonna sing to me, girl. She gonna sing to me tonight. Y'all got any requests? I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna sleep with Alexa. She's always by my side. I say, hey Alexa, play. She hear me. I better not say it, because if I play it, the song gonna play, and then Facebook gonna be like, we gotta snatch that.
Catch some of what you said. You can set up your routine in the Alexa app.
Hey Alexa,
try again.
Alexa, I was kidding. We're gonna change. We're gonna change that narrative. All right. She sounds good. Could you say? She was a sinner last week. Remember, she was like, sorry, I don't know that. Bye. Gotta go, y'all. I love you. Hit the share button, will you please? Watch out, Alexa. You being a little sweet tonight. I love y'all. Bye.